Hello and welcome. Today we will explain about VI Editor using Kali Linux. So my name is Aina and I will be guiding you through the comments that we will show in VI Editor. So how this is going to work is that my friends will take turn in demonstrating and I will just give them the instructions. Okay, so first of all, let me explain the general rules of VI Editor. There are three. You have to always make sure that you are in insert mode if you want to insert a file. You are in comment mode if you want to use comments, and that VI Editor is case sensitive. So make sure your caps lock is on or off depending on which comment you're gonna use. Okay, so let's start. My first help assistant today is Norayati. Please say hello.
Hello.
Okay, so let's start. So by starting VI Editor, we have to use the command vi and a file name. Okay. So as you can see, we are now in VI Editor. Okay, so to quit, the simple way to quit is by colon Q and enter. So now we're back in terminal. Okay, so that is explained. Let's go back to the VI Editor. Okay, so we are in VI Editor. Now let's get some text in. Now that I have explained to you before, that VI Editor has two modes. We are now in insert mode, which is done through insert through pressing I, and then now okay, so my friend is inserting some lines for us to use throughout this video. Okay, so now we are in command line. Notice that the insert is no longer there. We enter the command line by using the ESC function, the ESC tab on your keyboard. Okay, so now that we have a file, let's see what we can do with it. So first, we're going to show you how to move within a file without using the insert mode. So to move with the file, use the H, J, K, and L tabs on your keyboard. To move up one line, we use K. Okay. To move down one line, we use J. Okay, so now to move between left and right in your character in that line, we used L for right. Okay, see, now it's shifted, and H for left. Okay, so that is the okay, so that concludes Nora's help with today's part. Okay, so for this next part, my friend Nabila,
Hi.
or as we call her Bella, will explain for the next three parts. Okay, so we have our text file. Now let's go to control commands. Okay, so control commands are useful for moving through screens and pages. So we're going to show you how to move through one screen, sorry. So to move forward a screen is Control F. Okay, so now we're in a new screen. We can also use it to we can also edit stuff. So let's get into insert mode, and yeah, see, you can do that. Okay, now let's go back to command mode. Okay, that is done by escape twice. Now Control B. So now we're in the previous page. Okay, so that is done. Now let's show you how to edit a file. So we have two things. We can either, it's actually like four. The usual way to enter an insert mode, editing files is done by entering the insert mode, is by pressing the I button. That is the usual way to go to insert mode. Okay, but there are a few variations. Now, unless stated also, so before that, unless stated otherwise, the comments are all in lowercase. Okay, so the first thing in editing file is to use the the lowercase I. Okay, so now we're in insert mode. You'll notice that the cursor is where it was before the comment mode. So this is what lowercase I is useful for. Okay, so now let's go back to the command line. So now let's use uppercase I. Okay, so now we're in insert mode, but now the cursor is at the beginning of the line. So which means you can use this to insert anything, edit the line within in the beginning of the line. So you don't have to use the H command to go back to the beginning of the line. Okay, so let's go back to we're in the command mode. Okay, now we're going to show you how to edit the files at the end of the line. So this is done by pressing A, lowercase a. Lowercase a, no, that is uppercase A, which is fine. Uppercase A is where you go at the end of the line. Okay, so end of the line, no matter where your cursor is, it goes to the end of that line. Okay, so let's go back to command mode. Please move the cursor to somewhere in the beginning of the word. Okay, so now let's go lowercase a. Enter the insert mode with lowercase a. So you can see it goes to the right, which is to the after the cursor. You enter the insert mode through the after the end of the cursor. Okay, so that is done for editing files. Now let's try deleting characters. Okay, so we're gonna show you three comments. First is the comment of lowercase dd. Okay, try that. So you see the lines are all are deleted. dd is useful for deleting the line where the cursor is. Okay, so next is uppercase D, but for that please move the cursor to somewhere in between. Okay, so uppercase D. Okay, so you can see the characters from the start of the cursor to the end of the line are deleted. So that is what uppercase D is useful for. So next is X. Uppercase X. Uppercase X is the opposite of uppercase D, where instead of it deletes from the start of the cursor to the end of the line, uppercase X deletes from the start of the cursor to the beginning of the line. Okay, so that is for deleting characters. Thank you, Bella, for assisting me. Okay, so for this next part, we will show you how to use the copy and paste commands, advanced commands, and how to search for words and characters. Okay, so for this part, I have my friend Hamiza Akila Auji to help me. She can't really talk right now. She has a bad throat. Okay, so let's move on. So how do you copy and paste? So this is our previous text file. To copy and paste, you just use the lowercase yy. Okay, so the text is copied. Now to paste it, you can either use the lowercase p or uppercase p. So let's see what happens when you use the lowercase p. Okay, so the text is pasted before. No, the text is after the cursor, after where the cursor was. Yeah, so let's try again. See, it is pasted after the cursor's line. Okay, so let's try uppercase P. Uppercase P. So, yeah, cannot really see. So let's. Oh my god. So this is what happens when you neglect uppercase. So what happened was my friend accidentally pressed caps lock K. So we enter this. Okay, but never mind. Just press escape twice. Now we're back in editor. So remember to always check if your caps lock is on or off. So to further, let's see. Okay, so now let's try again with the uppercase P. Okay, so the uppercase P lets you paste text before the cursor's location. Okay, so I hope that is clear. Now let's go for advanced comments. So for advanced comments, we're going to show you how to shift some of the sentences backward or forward. So to do this, press shift and the guillemot twice. Okay, so the guillemot facing. Okay, no, actually I don't know how to. And guillemot is the if you don't know what a guillemot is, it is the two symbols on either your commas or your full stops. So to shift it forward. To shift it forward, just use again, make sure caps lock is off. Okay. Now shift full stop. Shift full stop twice to shift forward. Okay. Now shift comma twice to use backward. Okay. See now, yeah. So now that is clear, I hope. The next in advanced comment is that you can rename a file. So my friend will show you how to do that, and that is by pressing shift semicolon, and then pressing F. F is lowercase, space, rename the file. Yeah, since Nora started this file, maybe you can rename it to your name, which is Mijo. Or Bella, I don't know, whichever you want. Bella, because again, make sure you have the extension. Okay, now press enter. So you can see the file is now of different name. Okay, so now that that's done, let's move to searching words and characters. Okay, so this is fairly easy. Just use the backslash, and then any word or characters that you want to search, say oh. Okay, so it will search from the beginning of the character, okay, see, yeah, okay. Now you can use two things for searching. Is either slash or question mark, and this differs either where one gives you the opportunity to search from the beginning of the cursor, from your cursor onwards or your cursor backwards. Yeah, okay. So that is basically it for all these three commands. Okay, so for this next part, we will show you how to use set comments, how to run comments in VI Editor, and how to save and exit. Okay, so for this part, my friend Shikin will help me in explaining to you.
Hi.
Okay. Okay, so to use set comments, this is fairly simple. Use shift colon, set, and then AI. Okay, before we press enter, You have to make sure that this is all in lower cases. And what we're going to show you is how to use set comments to auto indent your text. Okay, so let's go ahead and press enter. Okay, now you can only see the what happens when you enter insert mode. So let's do that. Enter insert mode. Okay, so notice the cursor, take note of the cursor. Now let's press enter. Okay, so what happens is that the cursor goes to the next line following the indentation of the previous line. Okay, so to better show you, let's go to the line where there's already an indentation. Go to the up one, this one. So in insert mode, you don't have to worry about K, J, H, and L. You can just use the usual arrows. Okay, so I want to show you something very clearly. So let's go ahead and press enter. Okay, so now you see the line follows the previous indentation where there is indentation, so you can see that it is indented. Okay, now let's go back to command line. Okay, so now we're in command line. Now let's we will show you how to redo the auto indentation. Say you don't want to have auto indentation anymore, so just use the set command that is by using shift semicolon, set space no AI. Okay, so press enter. Again, this can only be seen, the changes can only be seen in insert mode. So let's go ahead and enter that mode. Yes, insert. Okay. So go to the line that is indented, please. Okay. Now press enter. Let's see what happens. Okay. If you see that line it doesn't follow the previous indentation, it just goes to its previous line, to its previous state, where it goes right to the beginning of the line. So now there's no more indentation. Okay, so that does it for set comments. Okay, let's go back to command mode again by pressing escape twice. Okay, so next we're going to show you how to run comments. Okay, so by running comments, this is also fairly easy. Just remember, colon is your best friend in running comments or something. Okay, you can run comments is by shift semicolon and then exclamation mark. Okay, so wait, don't press enter. Okay, never mind. So now we're in terminal, but we're still in VI editor, but we're in terminal. Okay, so to run any commands, you can if you're familiar with Linux command, you can use these commands to run through VI editor. This is still in VI editor, but we're using like terminal. Okay, so to do that again, remember the shift semicolon and exclamation mark. Okay, so this command is very important to run any type of commands in VI editor. So you can run any kind of Linux commands. For example, the pwd command. Don't press enter yet. Okay, the pwd command. Now in the usual Kali Linux terminal, you just have to use type in the pwd command and it will run, right? But in VI editor, you have to have the colon and exclamation mark before your command to run it. Okay, so now let's press enter. So we can see this is the path of our current file. Okay, so now let's go back to again, this can be used for any kind of Linux command. So you can go ahead and try it yourself. But let's go back to VI editor, and that is done by pressing escape twice. Okay, so now we're back in VI editor. Now the next part of this tutorial is to show you is to save and exit. right now you can just do whatever you want. You can try again using all the comments we've shown you in the previous parts. But we decided we're done for today, so we just want to save and exit. Now you can't use the semicolon q, the colon q like you did before to exit, since this file is now written. So to save and exit, what you have to do is make sure your caps lock is on. Okay, now it's on. Now press Z twice. Okay, so the file is now saved, and you are now in terminal. Okay, so let's say you want to edit it again. So what you just have to do, just go to just press VI. Oh wait, my caps lock is on. VI, and type in the name of the file, which is file.txt, and you will be back in that file. So at this point, you can use the colon Q command to exit. Okay, so that is all for our tutorial. We hope you understand all that we've shown you, and hope that you make it to great use. Okay, thanks a lot.